Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Full Coverage with Manny MUA.
And Larly, guys. Today we have a very special guest in the house. Gigi.
The one and only.
The one and only. Gigi Gorgeous.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
I'm so excited. Like, me and Laura were talking about, like, before we got here, we were like, we've been watching Gigi for a millennia. I would say.
I've been watching you. Like, you were definitely like an inventor of the influencer.
Double OG.
Oh my God,
Like,
stop. I'm like such huge fans of
OG.
you guys and this podcast. So like crazy that I'm here. So happy. Thanks for having me.
No, we love you.
You
And
were
we're
a
thinking.
fetus on YouTube.
I know,
right?
right?
Out the womb.
Oh my God. Previous gender.
Literally.
It's a different time.
Literally.
It's a different life.
Different life.
It's a different
No,
lifetime.
I remember when you were like, Benefit Boing Concealer.
Oh yeah, I
you
used to
told
throw
me.
everything.
Anything that was your favorite.
You know what's so
fine.
funny? No matter what you do, like business endeavors, people will always remember like one thing, you know, and they'll always bring it back. Like you could be like, new book,
Yep.
new
New
movie.
everything.
And they're like, oh, I love when you used to throw stuff
New
behind your
face.
back. I'm like, yeah, that was like one thing I did. You know what I mean?
But it's because, you know, when people like discover you at a certain part in their life where like you affected them,
Yeah.
that's usually what they remember.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, like
definitely.
that
Sticks
one
with
thing, it
them.
sticks.
I'm guilty with that too.
I do
I
the
am
same
too.
thing.
Yeah.
I am too.
That's what even thinking that I'm like, oh.
Mine's the subscribe song.
Yeah,
That
like
I
they
would
know.
sing in my videos.
Uh-huh.
They know
I haven't
it.
sung it in probably 3 years, and that's all. Oh, subscribe song.
People still know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, will you sing it with me? When I sing it with you? I'm like,
People still, I mean, that's cute though, you
Yeah,
know,
it's
it
so
resonates
endearing.
with them. Yeah.
Very endearing.
And I love it. Like, I feel like that's like what it was we were talking about too, like having guests and like Pride Month's coming. And I'm like, this is perfect.
Well,
Literally
happy to be a Pride
perfect.
guest.
Yes, a little proud moment.
Yes.
Proud Mary, keep on burning.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. It's been like so fun being able to have guests. Like we've been doing full coverage obviously for a while, and we're in like our guest era right now. And we're like, this is
I love it.
perfection.
You know what's so funny? I feel like people don't know that like we're friends, all of us.
No.
You know, we've never like
Literally.
collabed or anything like
Yes.
that.
That's
I feel
sad.
like so many people like are friends, but without like showing it.
Yeah.
And
There
I feel like we
so
are
many
that.
friendships online
Yeah.
that like you don't even know are happening.
And a lot of people who are friends online aren't really friends. You know?
that
that part.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
That's a full coverage clip. No,
Gigi shades. Like I'm talking about no one.
Gigi shades all her friends.
Like Tana Mojo. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's actually how it goes as well.
It does, yeah, definitely. No, but I wasn't talking about anybody, but I just see so many people like they're like work friends, you know, but it looks like they're best friends. And then you like see them at an event or something like that. And it's just like, they're not really that tight.
They're not even friends.
They don't even like poke fun at each other.
Yes.
They don't like, you
It's
know.
a business relationship, but
Yeah.
online people think they're like they're fused together as one.
Yeah.
People ask
So
this all
Which
the
is
time.
fine. Yeah, so you guys. No, you guys are like real
People
besties.
actually, like they used to ask us or like tell us all the time, like, oh, you guys are actually real friends.
They would be surprised
They
that
would
we
be
like
shocked.
hang out outside of.
Yeah, I guess if I didn't know you guys, I would maybe think that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, who knows?
Yeah,
we
you
get
never
asked
know.
all the time.
No, you guys are cute together.
You've
like
known
on
us
and off
together.
camera.
Yeah,
yeah, thank you.
You are.
Thank
We've known you for
So long,
So,
right?
so
Since the
long.
beginning.
So long.
I love it. You know, starting off with the podcast though, we always do peaks and pits.
Yes.
We always start with peaks and pits of the podcast, the best thing of the week, worst thing of the week. And you should start first.
Okay, well, I like literally hate doing this because I can never decide. Like it's so hard for me. I'm like, what was the worst part of my fucking week? The best part of my week definitely was I just came off of the book tour. We just got back from Chicago.
Wow.
Which we'll get into, but it was so nice like having it out there and like seeing everybody and like traveling. I love traveling and like seeing people.
Oh, I love that.
It's like my favorite thing ever. So that was definitely the peak easily.
Yeah.
And my pit was I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to one of my good friends' weddings in Toronto, and I have to like tell him later today.
You're like,
Well,
today's the
tell them to
reality.
just tell them to watch full coverage on Friday, and then you'll discuss.
He's like, she didn't even fucking tell me. She didn't show up.
You're just not here.
I'm like really dreading that call, but because I like promised him I would go. Thank God I'm not in the wedding.
Totally.
But yeah,
You'll send a lovely gift.
I know it sucks. I'm
That
like, I
does
really want
suck.
to. I just wish I could like teleport.
You know what you need? A private jet.
Right? I mean, even
think
that
we
though,
need
it's like
that.
hours. Like it
That's
wouldn't
true.
work.
That's true. Oh.
It's still 6 hours away.
Sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that is pretty far.
I feel like the wedding thing is really tough too. Like it's hard because like life goes on and you're like, how do I stop life to go to the wedding, and you're like, sometimes I can't make it happen.
And it's like they came to mine.
Oh,
and I'm like,
no.
I just feel bad. And I love. So I'm like, oh my God, it's a fucking wedding. Of course I want to go. And it's like so fun raging with everyone.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
So
I
that's
cry
my
every
peak.
time.
You'll have to
Me
make it
too.
up for him.
Yeah, I'm going to send a nice gift.
There you go.
Love you, Eric and Kyle.
Like, we love you. We love you.
And a shout out on the podcast. You're working on it.
That's the gift.
We're going to leave their handles down below.
Yeah, right?
gonna-
Oh my God, you guys would die for them. They're like the hottest gay Toronto couple of life. Like so
I'm going
hot.
in Gigi's stead.
We're gonna go. You're sending
Please.
us. The
We will
full
be
fam
going.
is
They would
going in their
definitely
place.
die.
We're like, so how's the wedding going? We're like going just to interview, ask full.
Full coverage on the road. Wait, have you guys ever done like a live show?
We've
Okay, we
Because
haven't.
you should.
We want to, like, we went to view some live shows to see, like, what that journey
vibe.
would be like. So we're teetering with it. Like, we're playing with the idea.
I feel like you guys would kill it.
Do you think
and like a
so?
Q&A? Yeah,
we're
for
kind
sure.
of nervous about that.
we are.
No, oh my God.
We've literally been looking at each other like, should we go on like a little mini full coverage tour? We like didn't
Yeah.
know.
100%.
Would
Have you done one?
Would
Like
you
you've done
go?
the book tour, but
I've never done, I mean, yeah, book tour, never done a podcast, but I feel
Okay.
like live shows are so fun. Like, don't you
Okay.
guys
What do you
like
do?
talking to people and stuff?
What do
Love
you
it.
do?
We have good banter. I feel like you know,
It's
for
almost like
live.
doing stand-up comedy though,
Oh,
which is
see,
really intimidating.
Drag Race. You seen all the stand up comedy?
Yeah.
That's us.
Womp, womp, womp.
I would be the pheromone.
That's the
Oh
challenge.
my God. So like the worst of the worst. She did me on Snatch Game and she like lost.
You never do YouTubers.
Oh
That's
my
like
God.
a
This is a
rule.
rule.
People did Trisha, right?
They
James
did
Charles.
James.
Patrick.
Yep.
Star has been done.
You do not do
I don't think people-
YouTubers.
yeah.
It always flops
just
every
flops.
time.
Just
every time.
great. Just great. I mean,
like,
an
thanks.
honor.
No, of
but
course.
just great.
Honestly, that was pretty iconic because we all knew you, obviously. So we were like,
Oh, I
I
was freaking out.
screamed.
I knew Farrah too. Right as she actually got eliminated from that season, I was the first call. You know how they get driven off in like the
Yes.
bus?
Yes.
She was in the bus calling me.
She's like, I just got
and she was like, "Oh my
eliminated.
God, I need to tell you." And so, like, she came over right to my house, fully in her look, still,
Stop.
kidding.
full drag, and then we went to Vegas that night. I'm not kidding.
To celebrate.
to celebrate.
Celebrate a sad time.
A moment.
A moment.
A moment.
To make it better.
I haven't seen her in a while, actually.
You're like, speaking of
Pheromone.
you don't love me.
you don't love me. Oh my God. Who was that too, Valentina? Gag.
You don't love me.
Gag. Oh my God. Speaking of the Snatch Game, though, she did the throw over the shoulder moment
Which
in the Snatch
was
Game.
iconic.
Yeah.
Yep.
In
So
itself
cool.
was
Yep.
literally genius. But yeah, we've
Full
been
circle.
teetering with full coverage live.
I think you guys should.
It's been an
I
idea.
really do.
Okay.
It's been an
Well,
idea.
maybe that's the push we need.
Yeah, we need the extra
To
push,
make
the
that happen.
shove.
I'm going.
We're also very busy, so it's hard to like plan. Like, okay, when would we do it?
I feel like you just got to make it happen, though.
do.
Right?
You know what I mean?
You like announce a few dates.
Exactly. And you just plug them in and then you make it happen. I
we
feel
do
like that's
3
how,
to start.
yeah.
It would
just go from
sell
there.
out and people would have so much fun for sure.
They would have fun. I know
Yes.
that for sure.
Oh, people would be laughing. Yes.
We're mentally unwell, so
And we would be
Ditto.
live.
I'm unhinged.
unhinged.
I'm unhinged.
You said it so confident. I'm unhinged.
I'm unhinged.
And I'm unhinged.
I'm not mentally all there for sure.
I don't think.
What's your peak?
Oh, my
Did you
peak.
say a peak?
No,
Yeah,
I
did
haven't.
you?
No, I did.
Sorry. Oh my God.
No, I love it. My peak would be like my launch went so successfully. I was really, really
yes.
happy.
Oh, yeah,
I just launched
congrats.
lip liners and lipsticks, and it went really, really well. And they're finally coming in. You know what's funny? Like almost like a hybrid of my pit is that Shopify went down the morning we launched.
Wait, like they broke the site or just
the
went-
website like went down.
Stop.
The actual Shopify.
A glitch.
A glitch. They glitched. And they glitched for like 30 minutes to an hour. Oh, that's the exact time that I launched. So we
Sabotage
literally were
somebody.
like,
Yeah.
what
on the
hell's going on?
inside. That's weird.
That's
No?
the inside.
No, it was
man.
crazy. It was crazy. And like we were thinking, I'm like, how is it that like the things aren't showing on the website? Like nothing was being shown.
Yeah.
You have to like search it, find
Oh,
it.
no.
Like orders weren't going through, they weren't getting the discount, like all these things happening. And we're like, how is this going on? Like this is crazy.
Right.
So it's taken us a lot longer to get things out to like people. Or like now they're finally going out because we had to double check like literally everything and make sure all the orders were like
Oh my
correct.
God. That's a pit from hell.
A pit from hell.
It's scary.
It
It's so
is.
scary because like you never really, obviously like if I could, I would prevent any glitch from happening ever. I want my customers to have like the best experience, but like sometimes you just can't.
Yeah.
You know, but now that people are starting to get them, it's really cool to be able to be like, okay, you guys are getting it now.
And it went well.
And it went well.
After the hour.
I'm very happy. After that hour was lovely.
Good.
But you know that
Good.
first hour, you're
Oh,
like,
I know.
What time was it? Was it like the morning? Like 10
10 in
a.m.?
the morning. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
where I'm like,
Of course.
It's a gag.
Anything that can go wrong with launches, they will go wrong. For sure.
I wanted to, like,
100%.
throw up,
For sure.
100%.
Nothing will ever go 100%.
Never.
No.
Never. It's impossible.
Ever happen. So it's kind of like a peak and pit hybrid.
Well, I'm glad it ended up doing it.
Yes.
I'm actually wearing Icon right now.
Stop.
Is that the leather nude one?
Yes,
It looks
yes.
cute.
Thank you.
It need
Thank
it.
you.
I will be
Need
getting
it.
I'll be getting you some.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love it. It looks
Yes,
amazing on you.
thank you. It's my favorite color in the collection.
Thank you.
It's so nice on your skin.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Thank you, Mama.
Yes.
What about you?
Gigi, maybe you did one, yeah?
I did one. I started.
that's
She started- she
right,
did
you
the
I
both.
started the P and the
That's
P.
where we trailed from. The P and the P.
The PP.
She did both.
Why are we gonna start calling it that now?
The PP.
P and the
And the
P.
P.
Will you do your PP? Oh my God, like a dog. Did you go pee pee? Did you go pee pee?
Oh my God.
You go potty?
Did you go pee pee?
Oh my God. I was like, I told you guys. But
You're like, what is it?
Before we started recording.
We weren't even recording. I told you guys, so someone will remember it. I went to Florida and I spent time with my family. I bought a beach house there almost a year ago.
Yeah.
So
Fun.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's like the
So
dream.
Literally.
That's so fun.
And we didn't.
Is it like
even-
on the water?
It is. It's like our neighborhood has its own private beach, so it's like in a private neighborhood, and it
yes.
only has like 2 streets on the neighborhood, so it's very quaint. And then it has its own private beach at the top, and everybody just drives their little golf carts.
No need for worrying about paparazzi.
Nothing.
Yeah, no paparazzi.
Yes, to keep the
No
Florida pops
paparazzi.
out.
Yes. That's
Although-
fun.
No, it's so fun. So, but
I want
unfortunately,
that.
it's so fucking far away from like
Dude.
California, and I'm always here, so I only go there like twice a year.
Do you
but-
like rent it?
Yeah,
You do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
That's cute.
And it stays pretty booked during the summer, but we always block out some time for me. I don't know.
Like
Does
your fam
Florida
too.
like snow? No.
None.
No.
Humid and hot.
Okay, yeah.
Hot,
Because
hot,
the summers are gnarly, but I don't know the
gnarly.
winters.
No winter.
I hate the
none.
humidity.
Their
I can't.
winter's like here. It's like, 60s.
Like not.
Yeah, like not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't do the humidity. either.
Makes sense. It's like the same equator level as California.
You know what? You're a smart girly.
I didn't even think about that.
You're-
You're
I was
so
thinking,
right.
why the
I
fuck did I just ask if it
No,
snows in
I
fucking
literally
Florida?
was explaining this to my niece because with the time zone, I was explaining to her that time it changes side to side, not up and down.
Yeah.
Like Central
Yes.
Pacific.
Yes.
I'm, like,
and,
still learning that.
Equator. I was explaining to her.
Like go to Europe. I'm like, what time is that? Like, what's the
You guys,
difference?
I can't even read a clock.
Yeah, literally, I can't even read.
A clock that's like this, like the real like boom, 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 boom.
Wait, you really can't?
I know. I have to like. I can get there. I have to really be like. The little hand
'Cause it's
is
just the
in
iPhone.
lower thing because the fucking iPhone's ruined me.
You know what? I can't read his military time.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Oh, me neither.
Don't
It's
even get me
subtract
started.
2 and
then
add
you
10.
have to like count all
Subtract
the way around.
12.
Yes.
So basically,
yes.
subtract 2,
So, yeah.
right?
Subtract 12. You had it.
Like 16 o'clock
Because
is
they
4.
keep going.
PM?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
They, you know how we change it back?
You gotta
They
get
just keep
creative.
going. You do.
Yeah. People that have that on their iPhone are scary.
I know. Red
I'm like, what do you
flags.
mean?
Red
It's
flags.
weird. My friend, it is weird. It is. Unless you're like a military brat. Or, does that even make sense? Military brat?
If you're a military person, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But
My
if
friend
not,
used to
I'm
do it.
spooked.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Like,
Just to trick you. So
Trick
you don't know what
yourself.
time you are.
You tricked me.
You tricked me. You tricked me. No, like that's like I can't like I for real did really bad in school when I was trying to do the clock thing. It never really stuck.
I
not
can
a
read
math
a
person.
clock,
I'm
but
very much not.
military time puts me.
Remember when we did
humbles me.
the last episode, not last, 2 episodes ago, where it was like how long the distance to get somewhere for the 5th grader one?
Oh, are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Yes. Laura got it like, math. I go, 2 hours. And the answer was like 4. And I just can't do math. Like, I'm not good. It doesn't click for me.
I think that's why you guys make a good duo.
We do. We have different strong points.
Opposite.
Okay?
We have different strengths.
We are opposite.
Good
actually.
relationship. Usually does.
Uh-huh.
Opposites attract.
Opposites attract.
What's your pit?
I'm gonna say Gigi do your pit.
She already did a pit.
You did your pit?
Were you listening?
Where
She
was
did both.
I?
Hi, I'm here.
She did a combo. She
I
did a
both.
combo.
Yeah, I didn't know that we were only
You
supposed to
did
do
do a
one.
combo.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay.
The rules.
My pit. I was arguing. Maybe you argue with Nats.
Oh, I
You
do.
argue with someone.
Oh, him and I,
argue
yeah.
in the future.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
but not really a
sometimes.
lot.
Okay, well,
Tiffs.
Ty does this thing where anytime he's missing something, he always comes to me and threatens me. It's like, you threw it away. I know you threw it away. Like, no matter what it is.
I'm the same way.
You threw it away, or you threw it
He's
away?
like-
You took it.
Yeah,
You stole it.
Yeah, that's Ty. He's like, it's gone. You put it somewhere and you don't remember where you put it, or I know you threw it away. And he does this to me so often.
Every week.
And I'm like, I don't touch your shit, dude. Like, I do not touch your shit. And he always finds it. Right where he left it.
So it's a battle. So it
Right
becomes
where
a
he
battle.
left
And then
it.
you're like,
Wait, and does he apologize after?
No.
Or he's kind of just like, oh, like it wasn't that deep.
I give you.
he goes bullshit.
You do not. He literally was just like,
He's like,
kind of
just
just
kidding.
like plays it off like.
I'm the same way. I will just act like somebody really stole it and they have something against me. And then once I find it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine.
You build a full case.
Like, it's cool.
A full
It's fine.
case.
A full
Yeah,
case.
like when were they in the room?
FBI. That's what he
It's the
does to
charger
me,
for me.
and every time.
Charger.
What?
The
That
chargers,
goes
like the
missing?
chargers, like when my brother lived with me, or I was with my family. I'm like, where's my charger?
The lightning one, the long one.
The
Where's my
long-
fucking
Where's the 9-footer?
2-meter cord?
Yeah.
2 meters.
2 meters.
Yes, because the one that's like this, no.
No, that
Girl,
ain't
no. No.
I need the long one.
Uh-huh.
You're
I'm not
literally
sitting off my bed like this.
You're literally
Like,
walking
hanging like
around
this?
your house. You're on a landline at that point.
I'll bring out the extension cord. The really long orange
Yes.
one. I'll bring it out. It's like 50 feet. Like the ones for outside. I will bring that out.
Christmas lights.
Yes.
The Costco one.
I will.
Costco cord.
I have it wrapped in my living room just in case.
She's like, where is my extension
all
cord
times.
charger?
I mean, but your place is like, you're gonna need to reach some things because
It's
your
gonna
place
need-
is.
Yeah, it's like where's the fucking charger?
Where is
Where's the
port?
outlet?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Even here, I'm like, where's our port?
I know. I just did a scan of the room too.
She walked in. She's like this.
Like my phone is fine.
She's like, do you guys not have a charger for it?
Oh my God. Whether you're searching for the latest sneaker drop, the iconic handbag, a timeless watch, or your next piece of classic jewelry, eBay authenticators are there to verify every detail of your purchase. Yep, we're talking every inch, stitch, tick, facet, and clasp that make the piece you're searching for worthy of your collection. eBay's authenticators are experts in their crafts, true connoisseurs, and as leaders in their fields, they're making sure your item always arrives as authentic as your style. So go ahead, get your piece you've always wanted and leave it up to the meticulous eyes of the eBay authenticator to make sure that watch movement is original, the glimmer is real gold, and the rare sneaker is legit, or that handbag is really made of genuine leather. And never get faked over again. In a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms. So wait, so the gag too, like we were talking about earlier, you being on YouTube for a while, and like I felt like for real, like genuinely, you were one of the first people who were open about your transition, going through the transition process online. What made you like want to document it? Because that was like always something I was really fascinated about, and I never actually talked to you about in person, where I was like, how was the process of going online and transitioning?
I feel like you were like one of the first to ever.
I
do
never
something
really
like
saw
that.
anybody else do it.
No.
I think it was like, I mean, were you guys ever like trying to be open about like your lives when you started?
100%.
No, when
in
I
different
started,
ways.
I had to warm up so much.
Me too. I was
Yeah.
like not ready to talk about like my dating life or anything. I was like literally like 16, I think, or 17.
Oh my God,
I mean,
so
absolutely.
young.
You're like 15 even. I don't even know. So I was like just doing makeup stuff.
were
and then
a
I
child.
feel like straight up. I was like my favorite products that I stole from the mall.
Yes.
Like straight up, like not cute. But
You were very, very cute.
very cute.
Very
oh my God,
cute.
Adorable.
So like my no megapixel
With the
digital
Prada
camera.
candy.
Yeah, Prada candy. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I remember Prada
I
candy.
hate that fragrance now.
Now you're like, I hate
It's
it.
so gross. It's too sweet. But I feel like I don't know, the comments and stuff, like I'm sure you guys can relate, obviously, but like when people like, you know, tell you like, oh my God, like I see myself in you, or I relate with this, it's kind of like, oh, I want to open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I've never really been like a therapy girly. So I feel like YouTube was always like my therapy.
Yeah.
Like I always could just
say
like
that all the time.
talk to people and get out my feelings, and like, you know, talking to a camera in a room by yourself is like weird. Let's be real.
Totally.
It's like not
sure.
normal.
No, it's not
Totally.
normal.
So it's like, okay, clearly I needed to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, compelled to do that. So I don't know, one thing led to another, and it's just like, okay, yeah.
You're like, here we are.
I'm transitioning, guys.
What made you get on YouTube? Because I feel like everybody's on social media now. Even me, like I saw people like you, Carly Bible, Kenny Johnson,
Yeah.
even Chris Crocker.
Oh my God, Carly Bible.
Yes.
Legend.
Love.
Throwbacks
She's
and
one of my
memories,
favorites
right?
still.
No, I'm obsessed
I
with her.
still watch her.
And
I
so
love
like
her.
y'all made me want to get started, but like how do you get started whenever no one else is on the internet?
You know, I saw Candy Johnson, definitely. She was definitely one.
Okay.
I saw like Tyler Oakley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was another one. Definitely not like a beauty person. Telemarketer. Hey.
Let's go ahead and take the call.
Hey, what do you need from
Hack
me?
Juicy Star 07?
Yep.
Was it 07?
Remember she had all those MAC eyeshadows? Juicy
No.
Star 7. She had the full MAC collection of every single individual eyeshadow.
Her and her sister, Elle Fowler.
Yes, scarred
That's
me for
iconic.
life because I would never seen a girl with that much
You're
MAC.
like, I want it.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I want to rob her house.
MAC was the only makeup company back in the day.
The one and
like
only.
the one.
Only.
And I would like try to steal from there, but the security was like so good.
They'll get you good.
So I got caught every time. Yeah. Got caught every
What
time.
would happen if you get caught stealing at Mac?
Just blink my eyes.
You're like,
Sorry, officer.
I didn't see
I
that.
have money for this, but I need it.
It's for my
Like the
channel.
reason people steal, just explaining. I don't have money, but I want it.
I want it.
Yeah. So
Honestly,
they'd be
if
like,
someone
"Go
told me
on."
that, I'd be like, respect. I
Like,
respect
all right.
that.
Okay.
There's something about
I
that.
respect
I'm like,
the honesty.
I
But
get
it was them. It was like the OG, like
Okay.
literally like no editing, nothing, just full on. Like they would even like leave in like when they would press record.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of vibe, you know?
I remember you wouldn't even make a thumbnail sometimes. Like back then, it would just be like the chosen thumbnail, like really early on YouTube.
Yeah. It was such a different time. I kind of miss it.
Me too.
It was like,
There's something so
100%.
pure about it.
so thrilling posting a video, you know?
'Cause you couldn't
and
really
also
make-
it's like dangerous too. Cause I was like, were you in high school when you started?
Nope.
You weren't.
No.
Okay. I would go to school and I'd be like, who saw the
see
video?
that.
Oh my
That-
God.
that-
That's
Weird.
kinda like, there's something about that that's very like,
Movie.
it feels very movie. It
Yes.
feels very
Yeah.
euphoria, very like, who saw me? Like,
Yes.
y'all saw me?
Were you famous in high school?
At the towards the end, a lot of
had
people
to
knew
be.
who I was because I grew up in Toronto, like
Okay.
very, very small town,
Okay.
like right outside Toronto. And it was like I was the only person in high school doing like
Oh,
YouTube or anything
absolutely.
like that. So
You're one of the only people on the planet doing it.
At that point,
especially in Canada, it was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is
you're like
wrong
the
with
one,
this person?
the beacon in Toronto.
And I was like, you can't really tell me anything. It's kind of fun.
I love the idea of like doing it in high school and then going to school being like, yeah, I have like.
It's giving movie, like Mean
it's
Girls or
really
something.
Giving
Yeah.
Mean Girls.
Yeah, but I was probably the one being bullied.
You were the Katie.
Yeah. I ended up on top though. It's cute.
Absolutely.
Certainly.
It just goes to show you, like, whatever you want to do, just do, you know?
100%.
Because, like, if it's like, if
Literally.
you just go with the crowd, it's like, you're not going to be happy. It's like, we wouldn't be here if we didn't, like, start recording ourselves.
It's so true.
And go against the grain because technically we've all like did
Everyone
that in some
always
capacity.
told me the big thing because I had quit my job and a lot of stuff to do YouTube. So everyone, my big warning with that is that it's going to go away. Like that was always like the way of people saying like, don't do it or like, don't commit. Because they're like, it's such a short-term thing. It's going to be gone in a year or two. It won't
Being
even
on
exist.
YouTube.
Social media, YouTube. Like this
my
is just a
God.
right now thing. And I'm like,
How wild.
I know.
Those people are biting their fucking tongues.
I know.
Wow.
Okay, I want to talk about this.
Yes, the tea guide. It's
I'm
out.
gagged.
Gigi brought us each our own tea guide.
We're on the Brook tour right now.
This is part of the book tour.
It's the Laura Lee studio stop.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, tell
Or
us
warehouse,
more.
rather.
That's right. Warehouse, studio, office stop. Oh, that's
That's
mine.
it. That's
Oh, you guys better get it wrong.
that is
I feel so cheesy, like signing it for friends, but I was like,
No, I
I'm
love
coming
it.
on their podcast. I'm
No, I
obviously going to
literally
sign
I'm
it.
love
obviously
it.
a fan, so.
Oh,
my
there's
God, love
photos
you.
too.
Yes.
That's to make it much easier for me to read.
So many photos.
Okay,
yeah.
tell me about this. Talk about this. I want to hear.
So the tea guide was written by myself and Got Mick, one of my best friends, who, if you don't
Love.
know who he is,
Love Cade.
he, his real name is Cade, but he goes by Got Mick. He's first trans man on Drag Race.
Yes.
He broke history, and
Yes.
him and I just like really like, you know, I helped him a lot with his transition, and he helped me realize a lot of stuff about mine.
Wow.
You would think like a trans girl like me and a trans guy like him wouldn't really have a lot in common.
Yeah.
But we really actually do. And we were like, we should do something together. Like we've done like magazines and like photo shoots and just like fun, you know, obviously like hanging out every day, like
Yeah.
best friends do. But we were like, we should do something like tangible together. And we were like, why don't we write a book and put all of our resources into one little paperback or hardcover rather. Sorry.
Yes.
Take that back. She's
Hardcover.
a hardcover, people. Second book, it's a hardcover. And we were just like, the ball just rolled. We just like put together like a little idea and then we started pitching it and it got sold. And then we were like, oh my God, this is like really happening.
This is so cool. So you have like choosing a name, advice advice for parents, like literally
Oh my
any
God, I'm
topic and
obsessed.
my journey with Gigi, like this.
My dad wrote, that's his little excerpt. We have so many people. Like,
oh my
cute,
goodness.
right?
I think
I'm
it's so
fucking gagged.
so cool too when two people relate on something can come together instead of be pit against each other. Because I feel like oftentimes, you know, it's like people who are like on a similar journey as you often get like, and that are online or famous or whatever that may be, get, you know, compared and put together. But it's like so cool whenever you get to see it in collaboration instead, supporting.
It's funny you say that because there's a chapter towards the end called Competition Within the Community.
This is what I'm talking about.
And we try to cover everything. Like there definitely could be like a second one to this book because there's just, it's so endless. And there's also so many people that wrote in it that weren't able to be made in the book because there's only a certain amount of pages you can fit unless you want to be like J.K. Rowling,
Of
like
course,
Harry Potter.
yeah,
Read that.
a novel.
But we were like, there is like, we all support each other, like our friend group, but there's so much competition and so much hatred within the trans community and just the queer community in general. I feel like it really isn't talked about enough. So we definitely wanted to talk about that and like obviously have like allies in it. Like my dad is like the biggest ally of life. I was like, hey, will you write for my book? 24 hours later, sent me like 3 pages. I was like, Dad. Yeah, I was like, Dad. Okay.
Ghostwriter.
Yeah. He was the ghostwriter. I was going to say she was the ghostwriter. My dad would appreciate that. He's a little
That
angel.
is so cool.
that.
It's so awesome getting to see you guys collaborate, though. I think it's so just good and wholesome for the community in general.
Oh my God,
Also,
thank
the cover
you.
is so iconic.
I know.
Like,
I mean, both of us are so
joking?
aesthetic. So like, if you guys are just listening to this, literally Google it. The cover is like, I'm so proud of it.
it's
so cute.
iconic.
I was surprised that the publisher like let us do that because like I'm like basically naked.
yes,
And you know,
covering.
like people are weird with like nudity.
That's
Not
true.
that like his nipple's an issue, obviously, but I'm like, is mine gonna be cut out? Like,
Right.
is it gonna be like cropped up? But they were down.
It's so good.
Oh my God, thank you. I feel like it's very representation of like, you know, like down the middle, both
Could
of us.
be.
And we're like sharing a necklace in it, which is like, I thought was
oh my
really
God, I didn't even fucking
cute.
notice that. That's so fucking cute.
And the different earrings.
Yes. I'm
Where
obsessed.
can you get this book?
You can get it everywhere books are sold. And
Love it.
especially now, like I'm seeing people like in like
Like a
little
Barnes and Noble.
bookshops. Yeah, Barnes, yeah. Yeah.
That's so freaking cool. The
Wow.
idea of like having a book just sounds so like.
Wait, what was your
Cool.
first book? You said you had a first book.
My first book was like technically a memoir, but I wrote it when I was like 25.
Okay.
So not a memoir, but like just my story
Yeah.
thus far.
A
It was
quarter
called
memoir.
He Said, She Said. She was a paperback. She was cute. I did an audiobook, but this one's the
Leveled up.
hardcover.
She leveled
Mage.
up.
Yes.
It's
I
me.
love that.
Yes.
I remember like there was like one photo shoot that you guys did together and I'll never forget it because it was so beautiful. And it was like when you guys had like the hair that was like wrapped around you, like black hair.
Yeah, that was for Out Magazine.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're
Those
talking
photos,
about.
I'm like, they gag me every time.
Oh my
Incredible.
God.
Because they were
thanks,
so
Manny.
incredible and I just thought they were like so like profound in a way where I was like, these are amazing.
A concept.
Yeah, such a cool concept.
No,
I
she
loved
would be
it. It was very
conceptual.
witch. Yeah, it
Yes.
was very witchy.
A witch.
And I loved it. So that's so awesome. Like I love that you have a freaking book and you guys do it together.
Oh, yes.
And the fact that there's photos too. I'm not as much of a reader. So
you
I
can
love a
listen. There's
photo.
an audiobook
No, love
if
that.
you're not
Oh,
a reader.
genius. I love that. So I love that there's like photos in it that you can be like, oh, like we can read and
Mm-hmm.
see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a visual person.
I am too. I'm more of a writer than an actual reader. Like I don't read like so many books like
Yeah.
you would think like an author does. But yeah, so I appreciate the photos too. We were like, we're gonna do some sickening fashion shots.
Honey.
You have to.
You have to.
Right? I feel like there's no
Especially
other
a book
way.
like this, like come on.
And you guys like with your makeup brands, like isn't it so exciting doing like the campaigns? Like isn't that your favorite part?
100%.
It's
the
so
best
fun that the
part.
conceptual,
It's the best
the
part.
conceptualizing.
It like brings it all to life.
Yeah.
And it also gives it like so much personality. Obviously the words do too as you read it, but it gives it a vision.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely love that. Like I imagine like we did a book, like how it would be. I feel like just like this.
What would we talk about?
Yeah, what would you
I
guys
don't
talk
know.
about?
But we would have to literally do like
Drama?
a tell-all.
Right?
I feel like
I feel like that's what I would want to hear from you
I
guys.
was like, I feel like it would have to be like a tell-all if we would ever do
Yes.
it, like
Yes.
later on in the career,
But
like later
really
on.
all.
But like actual tell-all.
Like,
So
actually
legal.
all.
We'll have to
so
have
we would have to replace names.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Many,
fine.
many
Everyone would
names.
know who
We
you're
would
talking
just-
about. I did that in both of my books.
You're like, that's
Oh,
fantastic.
did
Did you
you?
really?
There's
We
like a
talked about
full like
things.
lawyer behind it, and it's like, can I get away with this? And some you can, and some you can't. It's so weird.
Got it.
It's
I was
so weird.
actually gonna ask like how you even come about creating a book. Like, do you have like your team? You're like, hey, I want to write a book. Do you write it yourself? Do you have someone writing it for you?
You can do both ways. You can have somebody like a ghostwriter help you, or you can just do it all yourself. And you basically, you tell your team, you're like, oh yeah, like this is like what I want to do, whatever. And this is like my idea, my concept. You have to do like obviously all of the work, but it's like putting it out there first. That's like the most important thing. And him and I are Kate and I are or Gottmik, sorry. Did the air just go on?
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I'm sweating. I was like, can we have the air on? I'm like, I can't hug them goodbye. I'm wet.
No, the air just turned on. I'm also kind of sweaty too.
I'm sweaty. This hair, I'm like, holy moly. I didn't think it was an option because the audio.
No, okay. The hair is always like the hot part.
Oh, beyond.
100%. But also in the wintertime, sometimes if I'm out like at the club and I'm freezing and I have my hair down, I'm like this under my hair.
Oh, same.
I'm like,
thank God. I have extensions in. Wait, what was the question again?
The question was like, just like about the book and like how the process of like writing it.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah. Him and I are so gung-ho about like what we want to do. Like he's always been like that. I've always been like that. And we just kind of pushed each other and we were like, let's do it. And then literally like one day we just wrote down all of our thoughts. We wrote down everything that we thought the book would be. And it obviously turned into so much more as like projects do, you know, like things like months later, it's like, oh my God, we're like reaching out to all these people. We have all these fab people in it. We have like Paris Hilton in it. And she like is obviously like ally number one,
literally.
like inspiration 100%. For my feminization beyond, like obsessed with her. And both of us are really good friends with her. So we were like, should we have her in it? And it just got like really exciting. But yeah, we just made it happen. You got to do that sometimes.
Love that.
It's not going to happen unless you go for it, you know?
It's so true. It's so true.
I love hearing it because I just like, I feel like that with me and Laura, like all the time, like with things that we've done, like even full coverage, like we had to make it happen. Like we're like, hey, this is what we want to do with, like, with our teams. And like, this is our goal. This is our journey. And this is like, we have like such a vision for it. And it also has surpassed what we thought it could do. Like we're in Times Square right now.
We are
with
in Times
Dossier, like
Square.
that's crazy. You know what I mean?
I thought you were joking. Like right now, I'm like, we're in LA.
No.
He said we're in Times Square right now.
Right, I know. I was like, oh, we're kidding. Okay, got it.
Great.
I was like, yeah, we are.
No, literally in like New York, we are in Times Square.
Oh my God, I didn't know that you guys were.
She said someone's delusional today.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, we're playing games. I'm in Maui.
I'm in Bora Bora right now.
Cool.
Yeah, like they drank before the podcast.
Not the Kauai, like.
Okay.
Don't know my countries. I'm also sweating. Sorry, I'm getting makeup on this couch.
On time, we'll wipe it down with some Lysol.
She's a wiper.
She's a wiper.
Back to front, baby.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Wait, so question two also, like, because, you know, as besties too, you're close friends with Demi.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The video.
She also wrote in the book.
She also wrote in the book too.
Oh my God.
She actually wrote something really, really intense. She was...
And we cut it out.
and it didn't make it in. So sorry, Dem. No, she wrote about something so intense. She, I mean, there's a lot of hate in the trans community. Of
course. Yeah.
Whether it be verbal or violent.
Yeah.
Physically. And she was assaulted. And recently, I think last year it was, I forget the time frame, but the guy was never found out. I mean, people like within the close circle and like everything know who it was, but she wrote about an experience that was so traumatic, so violent.
Wow.
And it's like when you read it, it like becomes like visceral. Like it's like, oh my God.
I actually remember it now.
You do?
I do
Yeah,
too.
I do. I do remember like when it was going on, because I think that she had spoke out publicly.
She did.
About what was going on.
Yeah. And then I mean, of course, she's my trans sister. She's literally like family to me. And we talk about that chosen family. She's definitely my chosen family.
For sure.
And I was like, well, what do you want to write? She was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, anything you want. And she's like, do you think I could write about this? And I was like, we don't have a chapter on that. Like, I don't know anybody recently that's been hate crimed like that in my life. And she was like, I'm happy to do so, but it's going to be really intense. And then, you know, took her a couple days and she gave it back. And I was like, oh my God. And then we recorded the audiobook and I read her chapter and I was like tears in my eyes, like imagining her being physically assaulted for just literally who she is so violently. And then people, you know, having the other person's back and not, and in so many,
taking it serious.
Yes,
like
right.
that.
Like choosing.
Yeah.
That's essentially, and it's just really sad. I feel for so many people, but that's like literally one of my best friends and my sister. So I just was really personally connected to this story. Thank God it didn't end fatally, but a lot of the time it does.
Yeah.
So we thought that was really important to cover too, because I've never been
big.
physically assaulted.
Yeah.
But definitely verbal, obviously every day.
Totally.
But yeah, that was intense.
That is.
And good for her for sharing, you know, because a lot of people, they put that down with like their shame and everything.
Yeah.
So
That is so sad, though.
I know.
To hear.
I know. And I hope maybe.
I love La Demi. I will say, I even wrote on our board to mention the videos that you two do together.
Oh my God, yes.
They
are
are.
so fucking funny.
Oh my God, I love you guys.
I feel like you guys are bringing, or whenever you make those videos, bring back like a level of comedy that doesn't exist anymore.
It's gone.
You know, it's like
I
that
agree.
in your face, hilarious, say all the crazy shit comedy.
It's giving like white chicks.
Yes!
Maybe
I
that's
was
not
just-
appropriate. I think they're making a second one of that movie right now, by the
I
way.
think they are too.
They need to bring it back.
But do you
Like,
feel like they're going to execute it?
I really hope so. I feel like
fingers crossed. Is
they-
it the Wayans brothers? Because they're going to do it.
It has to be,
If
right?
it's
Yeah.
not, I'm not going to watch
Same.
it.
I feel like it's
they
not gonna be
have
the
to have the
same.
Wayans
Me
brothers.
neither. Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like honestly, everyone's so sensitive nowadays. Everyone's been sensitive for years.
Totally.
So when her and I
Years.
get together, we're like, should we? And then
Oh,
we
like,
just
you
say
guys-
it.
crazy?
Whatever it
I
is,
literally
you say
sent
yes
them to Laura.
yes. We
And cackle.
Because everyone's
scream.
thinking it.
Yeah, we
you said it.
But you said you meant it.
Do you guys just come up with what you're gonna say like as you're shooting? Or do
Yes.
you oh my god!
Yeah.
So it's literally
I'm so
it's like off the cuff.
Yes.
It's like
we're improv queens.
You're like, okay, now you, and then you're gonna do this.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah,
so good.
she's one of like the most creative people I know. You know, some people you just meet and you click with and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they get it.
Yes.
And like,
Yeah.
here, will you take a photo of me? And they like just get it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like other people just take it and you're like, oh my God, like my fucking hair was up. Like,
you're like
the lighting
I
is
don't have to face
horrible.
at myself.
yeah, like I'm now you
Hardcore.
put me to more work that I'm already gonna do on it.
It's gonna be a kiss 5 on this one.
Yeah, it'll be a kiss
Five.
10. We're gonna double up.
We're gonna have to
Like
save
some
it,
people we know.
save it, and put it back into
We
the
know
app
some
and
who
re-kiss
do.
it.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Face
People you could
transplant.
tell when people double up.
Oh, I'm very well aware. I've had moments where I was like so in a body dysmorphia moment where I've doubled up too.
Oh, same.
Like I've absolutely done it. I'm not gonna lie.
Forehead like for no
Yes.
reason.
Yes, for no reason. And I'm like,
reason.
why am I like bringing my forehead down
Well,
even
thank
more?
God we don't have to use Facetune anymore because that was the real work.
That was so much work.
That was so much work.
Tone on the highlight.
Honey, the hours I spent making myself look uglier.
I know, right?
Laura.
When
Oh,
it could
yeah.
have just been fine.
It would have
just been
honestly,
fine.
I looked deformed.
I know, me too. Oh my God, I've had so many photos like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I look back
It's a
and
way
I'm
of
like,
life.
I should just left it.
Just let
Just
it
left it
lie.
and let it be what it was.
Do you remember the face with the really light blue contacts? The Desio Innocent
the
White?
Desi. She's like, can't relate.
No, my eyes are already blue.
Oh, but like they would like on us, I feel like they would look a little wild.
I would wear them. I look like a lizard.
Oh my God, and your eyes are so dark too.
So
So they
dark.
make them
So
even
it would be
whiter.
so dramatic.
Like
It would be,
Halloween.
I would look like a Halloween zombie.
Sometimes it only works at night, like at like the
Like
night
with
sky,
flash or
where
like
it's
something.
dark.
really dark in
Yes.
the club. Like
Otherwise,
dark.
it's like holy.
You're like, oh, what pretty blue eyes you have.
Yeah,
and you're like,
lizard.
and you're like this.
I like
Jesus.
a-
spooky one.
Laura's like this.
a
That's
White
not
Walker.
pretty. That's spooky.
A White Walker.
Why I was giving White Walker for her because I'm very fair and I had the blue contacts in. You guys, I was giving Interview with the Vampire down. I was giving vampire.
I respect it because you can't really see very well with contacts on, right? Does it blur your vision?
Blind.
blurs my vision.
Every time I've worn them, I'm like, how do
and
people
they'll
do this
shift.
shit?
I know. The
And I'm scared they're gonna like roll back and like
Oh,
And you have one.
and no peripherals. Like
Yeah.
it's just like a mess. I don't know how people do it.
the
I-
trauma. Have you seen videos on TikTok where they're like, I found a lost contact in the back of my thing.
Yep.
That was in there for a week. And I'm like,
My mom actually,
Gag.
I remember when I was a kid, she had one roll back and she had to get surgery to get it out.
You're
joking.
kidding.
Mm-hmm. It was like back in the day, they were like thicker or something. And she was like, I feel it. And they had to like go in and get it out. I don't know if it was like full like knife surgery, but I remember it was drama. She's like, I'm going in today.
Okay, that is the scariest thing I've ever heard. I
Right?
didn't even know that could happen to a person.
Yeah.
not for that
Wow.
long.
Yeah, you could leave a
Do you have
contact
good
in.
vision?
No.
Glasses?
Well, no glasses. I definitely could use LASIK though.
Got it. Got
I got
it.
LASIK
It's
when I
next
was
surgery.
young.
You got
Excited.
LASIK.
Speaking of surgery,
Mm-hmm.
what was like, because like as a surge queen myself, I love to go
Me
under when I
too.
want to do it. Like, what was the most like intense thing you've ever done? I was just out of curiosity.
Probably my face when I got my face done. We're hairline queen sisters. Dr.
Absolutely.
Ziering.
We are. Yeah,
Beverly
Dr.
Hills.
Ziering.
Mhm. I found him out from you and Jeffrey.
Oh, period.
And I was like,
Absolutely.
theirs look so good. I want to go to where they went to.
They were
me
like,
next.
you're like, he does.
You don't need. That's the hairline I literally paid for. Look how round it is.
It's the most
literally.
perfect. Laura's hair is something I gawk over.
It's gorgeous.
Well,
what do
thank
you mean,
you.
you next?
Thank
Where
you.
would you put it?
No, she meant like you, me next.
I don't get it.
You know when you're like, oh my God, me next. But it's
like to
you.
share?
Yes.
Got it.
Zeering.
The
best.
The one. People go to Turkey and come back looking crazy. I feel
wow.
like genuinely. It's like, I don't even know,
to really,
a tenth of the price.
No, right. It's like literally like in Turkey, if you get it, it's like $4,000. Here it's like 20 grand.
Yeah, like $10 a follicle.
It's
That's
wild.
insane.
It's so much money. Just
It's
like
insane.
veneers, like it's just they charge you
Veneers
insane.
are just
But it's like, is it
absurd.
really worth that much? Like you're upcharging
they're
me
not
insane.
because in Turkey it's literally like $4,000 to $6,000.
Right, and it's like the
Like,
same.
it's
It's
not.
like still porcelain.
That's wild.
I don't know, weird. But yeah, so my face definitely was. They cut you like ear to ear.
I was wondering too, like how the surgery works. I actually don't know a ton about like FFS. essentially.
FFS,
Like,
facial feminization surgery. It like basically I wanted this flat because like on a lot of guys, typically you have like that caveman brow.
Totally. I have a little thing here.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, like
little,
tiny.
It's
though.
not big, but it's definitely there.
I see what you're saying.
Tiny, yeah, but now like when I found out about it, all I would look at like at the mall,
Really?
I'd be like, oh, that's like he has a big one,
Got
she
it.
doesn't, you know. So I wanted to get this knocked back, and the way that they do that is they go ear to ear incision, and they basically pull your face down, like over.
I always okay.
And it was like so like there was like staples and stitches,
You're
and this is what a
kidding.
lot of girls do.
Yeah.
So it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
But I mean, the results are flat and gorge, but it
Yes.
just, and I had to use the hairline to cover it because there was a huge
Did you get your
nasty
hairline
scar.
done after that?
Yes.
Okay.
Years later. And I would never wear my hair up. And like
Mm-hmm.
in the summer, especially in LA or anywhere hot, it's like so freeing just to put your hair up in a ponytail.
100%.
You just don't really think about it.
Wow. How long did this take to heal?
Oh my God. Like months, like 2
Really?
months, I would say,
Oh,
until I could
wow.
like show my face.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that was a
And that's
that
all
was
you did was a shaving hair.
major.
I did that, nose, chin, trachea.
Why do you?
Trachea.
She goes,
Trachea.
the fish.
I'm like,
voice
what
came-
else did
it
I
appeared.
get?
Wow.
Yeah, how long was yours to heal the hairline
Dude,
surgery?
It took months.
Like, were
and
you
months.
bruised?
Oh, I was swollen.
I
like
was
an
so
ant.
bruised here.
You're
I look like an
ant.
ant.
Like the top
Like
of
you know
his
the
head
ant
is out
like
the
this,
ear.
like bulbousy.
I wasn't
And he goes,
expecting
"Ew."
that.
Had no fucking.
Me neither.
clue.
I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. And then like they shed and it's scabby and it's nasty. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Like I had no idea. Like the process was that difficult.
no, me neither.
I had no clue.
Nobody
You
tells
wore a
you.
hat for months.
Months.
Yeah, I had to
Six
too.
months. 6
Yep.
months, I think I wore it.
And it's people like they tell you, did you go back for a second time or no?
To get another round, I did not.
I
did the
didn't
one.
either. I didn't have to because we took care of it.
Wow.
A lot of people have to go back twice.
I would
You're kidding.
never.
Yeah,
I would
I would
never be
never.
able to go through that again. Like,
Like
after
eyeshadow.
experiencing that, literally
for- absolutely.
eyeshadow.
Yeah, not
Little
that.
topics.
Ain't
Boom, boom,
no-
boom.
And did you get the
way.
back of your head cut open?
Yes.
Me too. And it was so awful.
Why did they do
the
that to some
needles?
people?
Oh my god, Gigi. This is what I was
That
gonna say.
hurt.
Okay, the
was like
I told Laura
acid.
this. Like Laura knows this. Like my biggest pain I think I've ever been through ever was when I got my hairline surgery done and they did the needles on the back of my head.
Yep. And it's like 10.
I've
They do
never
10 pokes.
experienced pain like that.
It is like acid. I was like, maybe they're injecting me with the wrong thing because this fucking hurts.
I've never in a surgery thing, and I got a BBL, and I still.
Wait, you did?
I did.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Like 8 years ago.
Have you seen his ass?
No,
8 years
I
ago.
have, but I like forget.
Yeah, yeah, I did too. Sometimes
You
I
got,
forget. I'm
one,
like,
you got one of the first BBLs
I literally was
ever.
like, I'm
you
patient
did.
zero.
You are.
Wait, and that's very painful, right?
it was, but like I'm telling you, the shots
Were worse.
from this,
Okay.
was more painful than like I felt like even my recovery of my BBL.
Oh my
And I don't know if you had the
gosh.
same needle as I did, but it was a big metal one. Like it looked like a joke.
I mean, we went to Zeering.
Same guy.
So literally the same
Like
thing.
the actual same needle. But it looked
I
like
had-
like a prop, like
Yeah.
a Halloween like haunted house
Like a
prop.
joke.
I was like,
Joke.
he's kidding. I was like, what?
And it felt like
And
that
they're like,
needle,
turn
too.
over. It's like, okay, great. And you just got the back of your head shaved. So it's like, what am I doing?
That sounds like a freak show, like trauma, like
Yes.
full
It was
thing.
trauma.
It's out of body. It's like, okay, I want this, but like, what the fuck
the
am I
squeeze
doing?
balls. I've never squeezed a squeeze ball more in my whole life.
Did they give you a bunch of Valium?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I kept being like, can I have another one? My tolerance is really high. And then I kept being like, can I have more
Bro,
snacks? Like I was having fun in the surgery.
Yeah. Well, but see, once you're in the surgery, it's fine because it's like literally
you
like a
don't feel
9-hour
anything.
surgery.
Right. So you're chilling.
And I took a nap.
I
I,
would do it again.
4 hours of it, and not for like 4 hours.
Best
Oh, you
sleep of your
slept?
life.
Yes, I fell asleep like
Oh,
4
I guess
hours.
that's like probably the good thing to do. I
'Cause, like,
didn't.
when
I
you're
was
on
just
your
on my
front, I'm
phone, FaceTiming.
Why do they cut some people and then some people they just pluck follicles?
It's like the shorter hair, like usually guys get. That's why I asked if you got it, because like usually it's like a machine that goes like this. Like my brother-in-law got it.
the FUE, and also you tend to get more with like the slab of skin. More
And it, like,
follicles tend
tightens
to be,
you.
and it tightens
I
your
was
skin.
like, take a thick one. Give me a facelift.
Yeah.
Literally,
And
I thought
they have
about
to test
that.
you. They have to test you. They're like, they
See
do
how much
this.
skin you have.
They're like,
Yeah, like yoink. Like,
if you
yank
don't
me.
have tight skin, like they won't do it. If you have tight skin, they won't do it.
Really?
Yes, like you have to like have skin. They test your elasticity first. So like if you can afford to not have this much skin around your head, then you can do it.
So it's a
Right.
free facelift.
Yeah.
That's a literal free facelift.
facelift.
That's why you look so young.
I didn't even think about that. No, I literally got the most grafts possible. So I got like 3,000 grafts.
I think I got 3,000 too.
The most possible.
So expensive. Like,
Wow.
hey, can I
Again.
buy a car or what? Or hair?
Literally, or a hairline.
A car,
But that was
hair.
a big insecurity of mine.
Yeah.
Like, that
my
was something that
God.
really
Yeah.
was like I was battling.
And
Wow.
yours is fierce.
Yeah.
Like the widow, like it's perfect.
Thank you.
And the texture is nice too. Do you
Yeah,
have to,
it was like it
straighten
wasn't. No. Just
Mine,
like,
I
that's how
do.
it is.
Mine's like pubes.
No, it's
It is. It really is.
No,
Like fresh out the shower, my hair is like nice and wavy, and then the front is all like kinky. I'm like, okay, great. I have to go in with like a hot comb and straighten it
I'm
out.
literally imagine you coming out of the shower. It's like this. Ding.
No, it really is. The front is like a different texture. Like thick,
I mean, that hair
coarse.
is different texture.
Yes.
than
Oh,
that.
I
I
guess
didn't notice
so.
that.
Yeah, it
I
is
wouldn't even
different texture.
think about that.
Yeah, when I get my hair blown out, I'm like, you really have to tug the front. like I'm telling you.
Like, get
And
in
they're like,
there.
okay. And then they see it. They're like, oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Get a smaller
Oh,
brush
shit.
for her. Yeah, it's real. The
That
struggle is
so
real.
Crazy.
Gabriel got his eyebrows transplanted on.
I saw that.
Isn't
And
that-
they grow so long.
They
Yes.
will literally never stop growing.
and they'll keep growing.
You know who also got that? Dr. Phil's wife, Robin.
Oh.
That's like the one other person I know other than Gabriel
got on the
got it.
brows.
Yeah.
We were talking about Dr. Phil in our recent episode because he asked me to come on when I was getting canceled.
Okay.
And
did you?
No.
No.
Okay, yeah,
I
no.
felt like it was
I was like, and did you?
Like, thank God you did.
Yeah, like I didn't see that.
no, I just don't feel like this is my calling.
No.
But thank you guys.
Yeah, was it paid?
No, because
I'm
I
sure it
didn't even
wasn't.
ask. I was
No,
just
it's not
like-
paid, I bet.
I just immediately was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, maybe that's not my tell-all.
See, I'm
Dr.
like,
Phil?
no, fuck no. It's like when you want to tell all, it's in the book.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
the
I'm going to
book's
cash
for.
a check for that story.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait now. Oh my God. Can you sell the book
like
deal?
giving it to you, right?
Fuck yes.
And then you see me and Manny look.
Oh my God.
So did we do it together? We
No,
did
it's
do
more,
it together.
It's Laura's titties out and my titties out.
Copied completely.
I actually have her
Literally.
tits on me.
Wonder where we got the idea. Oh, yeah.
I'm full glam. Of course not glam.
I love it. I love it. She's like, I hate it.
With the
Yeah.
book, like, so you write the book and then you sell it. Like, do you ask people, like, how does that work?
Yes.
No, not sell it to people, but like a publisher is like, okay, I like this idea. We want it.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
You sell
right?
it
You
to a
like
publisher.
shop it around.
Publisher.
Yeah. Yep.
Got
and
it,
we
got
went
it, got
with
it.
my last book was with Penguin Random House. And this is a branch down from them, like a sister.
A sister company.
Yeah. Like not with, it's still Penguin, but it's called DK.
Wow.
If anybody wants to know.
That's cool. I mean, to me, it's like very interesting because I'm like, oh, it's a different business. I've never done a book.
It's a whole other world.
Yeah.
Like it is literally insane. And they like put out like a month schedule for you. And it's just like, it's a moment. Yeah. The book industry is insane.
I keep telling Laura that I think she should write a book. Not a tell-all necessarily, like, which we can do.
I want a tell-all.
Obviously, a tell-all is great. But like, because she's so good
She's
with,
like, no, just do it.
Yeah, I wanna tell.
what's the, fuck, what is it called? Like that you're so good at it. It's like, you are good at giving people like advice.
Oh,
and,
okay.
like, that,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
that
Like
thing called?
self-help
Self-help.
world.
That's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
She like knows a lot about self-help stuff. And so I'm like, dude, that'd be so cool if you had your own version of self-help.
I just never would want to be responsible for someone intaking knowledge from me, which I guess I kind of do that online.
You do that every day.
But I'm just like, I don't know if people should trust what I say. Maybe I'm
It's
wrong.
different on paper
than
than in a video, right?
Right. You know,
'Cause
it's
it's,
just
like,
like you
tangible.
can hear me just like rambling, but people take it. I don't know.
It's like, it becomes like more serious.
Yeah, I feel like
guess,
it
in a way.
does.
It is. We felt like that with this book too, because we're like, oh my God, like we've never read a book like this. We don't even know if one exists yet. So it's like
Yeah.
we're really just putting everything on paper. We wanted to make it all correct. And like even reading like the audiobook back, I'm like, I feel different about dating than I did
Than you
when
did
I
when you
wrote
wrote
this.
it.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like it's
yeah.
like opinions
Right.
change, but for the most part, it's all factual and it's all gorgeous. So get your copy.
Yes. And we're going to leave a link
Today.
down below, of course.
We have to ask her the $1 billion
Oh,
question.
yeah. Okay. If you were given $1 billion tax-free, what is the first thing you would spend money on? Like your first like big, like this is for me purchase and not like charity, anything like that.
Wait, do you guys ask everyone this?
Every
single guest we have.
guest.
What do people say? Like a car? Like what do people usually say?
A private jet.
I just charter.
Yeah.
You're like,
I don't need my
charter,
own
yeah.
Kim Air.
Imagine the upkeep on that
Gigi
shit.
Air.
I feel like that's like a board per. Like once you're like years in.
100%.
You know, like I don't need
But
that.
like your
just
first
charter.
purchase that you're like, okay, this is my first big thing
What do I want?
that I would spend money
I
on.
personally wanted a yacht.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. But you could also charter those.
See, that's
and you
true.
get like
And then
old.
you don't have
get
to
sick of the
upkeep
ones
it.
that you charter.
And they get ugly and outdated.
right. You have
Is
to
charter
staff
like
So you
it.
can
borrowing?
just keep getting a new
Yeah, you just like, and there's always yachts. There's always jets.
Got it.
anyone who has a big yacht, they charter them out to people.
It's like more work.
Yeah.
Maybe I would pay Kris Jenner to be my manager. I'm just kidding.
That might be the best answer we've
ever
ever
heard.
gotten.
That's a good one.
That actually is something that
I don't know material items. I'm like, fine.
I feel like that was
Totally.
such a good answer, though.
That was amazing. I love that idea.
I
'Cause I would do the same goddamn
but like
thing.
make her try.
yeah,
you know, like not just be a client, like try.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, no, you're gonna really,
You're gonna really
You're
go for
gonna
it.
you're gonna really
do
put it in for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
love
good
that.
one. That's a creative answer. It's almost something that money can't buy, but everything has a price.
Everything has a price.
And with the
And Kris
billion?
Jenner always has a price.
Right. She wouldn't turn it down.
She would never turn it down.
But the billion would be gone very fast. She'd probably make the yearly rate insane.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, in that case, my
I'll just
hourly.
take the billion.
Yeah, I'll just take
Like,
the billion.
Okay, mama sure.
Whatever.
You mom. Not thinking.
I had a billion, and that billion is gone.
What would you
Love
choose?
that. I had like my first idea was like immediate was jet because I like to go places.
Yeah.
But like the chartering thing, I feel like that does make a lot of sense.
Right.
But my first initial would be like, oh, just have one because it's already there, and it's the upkeep, do all that. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
do
it
that.
is kind of cunty though to have one. Like Kim Air is
Kim
actually really
Air,
cunty.
That's like the craziest thing ever. to me.
I saw on an episode that there's like cashmere seats.
Yes.
And I was like, I
had
would
the
destroy,
whole-
like, I'm destroying this leather couch right now. I can't even imagine
okay, that's
leather
me any seat.
Like cashmere. Is it?
It's fine.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. We literally will just wipe it down.
I just didn't have a spray tan. So I was like,
Wait, what? Actually, what are you wearing? Like, because the color is stunning.
it's Hank and Henry.
Oh, we don't hate.
Okay.
Yeah, his like shimmer.
It looks so good.
It
It's
looks
just
really
what
good. It's
I
very
had.
it's just bronzy.
It's like
Yeah.
bronze red.
It's pretty.
Gotcha
Yeah,
what you're
it's,
saying.
it's a little splotchy, but I think that's a me problem, not his makeup.
I don't think it's swatchy.
Oh my God.
I don't
thank
think you're
you.
swatchy at all.
I just feel.
I just ran out of my self tanner.
What do you
I
use?
just Saint Tropez.
Saint Tropez.
Yeah.
Dark.
I use
Look
like
how
the universal
light he
one.
is, though, naturally.
The
so
natural colors.
That's like my skin.
Is it?
No.
I'm like red and
I'm
white.
You're
Like
very-
so tan, though.
I know, but under this, I'm
Under
like
it.
actually Edward Cullen.
I'm
Like
very. I
sad.
feel very Edward Cullen personally.
Yeah.
And red.
And
like
I can't-
not cute pale. Like not Dita Von Teese. Like I get like red.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, do you get like rosacea and stuff like that ever?
Not
like
really.
red
I just
skin?
am like a red person.
Like reddy,
You're just
pinky.
pinky.
Yep.
white.
Yep.
I'm
As
very
white as they
beige.
come.
Yep.
Like I'm neutral. I'm not too
Lucky.
pinky, but I'm not
Yeah.
too yellow either.
Yeah.
I'm
I want to
very
be
like
yellow. I want to have olive skin.
I want.
Like you, literally.
know. I
Son
know.
loves me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look like a bag of leather, though.
No,
whenever I'm
Laura,
we
you're
can
out.
die tomorrow.
It's true. That's actually
Like,
I'm
we
not
can die
tanning.
tomorrow.
Fuck that.
Yes.
Go to bed tomorrow.
Your skin is
That's a good point.
sickening.
Thank
Like,
you.
I
I just
love
got back
that.
from Florida, though, so I literally just got out of the sun.
It looks amazing. That's like
Thank
what I
you.
pay for.
Thank you.
I need to also. that's why I apply. I apply this, and it doesn't
Yes.
even get to this
Yes.
shade. I have to do all my 7 layers to get here, and I'm like, it doesn't stick.
I
You and me both.
like to bask in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, is there anything else you want to share with us today, Gigi?
Well, I just want you guys to get your book of the tea guide, and it's not just meant for trans people. I think
Exactly.
that's something that a lot of people have asked. They're like, "What's one thing you want people to know about the book?" I'm like, it literally isn't just for trans people. It's a guide on how to transition, but it's also for allies, and it's also like, I encourage people to get more than one copy because you get one for yourself and just like display it and make it cute, but you can also give it to somebody. You never know when
Yeah.
you're going to meet somebody that's trans,
Right.
or a family member or cousin or something like that, or best friend is going to be going through like a gender moment.
Yeah.
So
Or someone who could be honestly very like unaware and have no idea about trans community at all. A lot of people are like scared of trans people because they don't know. Like a lot of people just have no idea what's going on.
exactly.
And this is to help that.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you're not much of a reader, get the audiobook.
Ooh.
I will be listening.
That's what I always tell people when they don't want to read my self-help books. I try to push on them. I'm like, well, you can listen to it in your car.
Right. And I love an audiobook. I love a podcast.
Yes.
Like I barely
Yes.
listen to music when I get ready now. It's all podcasts.
Wow.
I'm honestly, I've gotten to like that too.
Right?
Yeah.
I only listen to music when I'm like going out, like at night.
Because you gotta
But
get
like,
hype.
yeah, because I need like the moment.
Vibe,
Yeah, but like today it was all podcasts.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so, I love it. Like I'll like get ready to videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're getting ready and I'm getting ready with them as they're getting ready.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like not even
I love it.
watching, just voices.
Just listening.
Yeah.
Just listening.
Just listening.
You know who I
that.
love doing that with? Emma Chamberlain. Because she's such a talker. I'm like, and even when she's rambling a little too much, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I can get into it.
And no one can carry a conversation with themselves like Emma Chamberlain.
Yep.
Her podcast is just her.
Uh-huh.
She's just her talking on
And
there.
that's like a skill, a true skill.
And she just tells stories and everything. She's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I like it. And I'm like, like learning. I'm like, I never really thought about
You're
that.
like, my brain is growing.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, she's so young, but so
She
wise.
is.
Isn't she so young?
So young.
Very young.
She's like in
Yeah.
her early 20s.
Impressive.
I was a wreck in my early 20s.
A mess.
And she's
I was a
over
mess.
here conquering the
Killing
world.
it.
You know,
Met
killing
Gala.
it.
No, literally like a fashionista.
So crazy.
I love it.
We love you, Emma.
we love you.
Emma. Wait, I've never done that.
Oh, like the
oh
finger
my God,
hearts.
it's so cute.
I like finger hearts. Yeah, it's like that.
And Emma, if you ever want to come on full
Uh-huh.
we got a seat for you here.
This seat.
This seat right here.
This
With
makeup
a-
will
with a-
see.
be clean.
A body. It's just going to be the outline of Gigi.
It will though. I'm
No,
not kidding.
you're gonna lift and it's gonna be.
The couch is gonna come with me. How embarrassing. Trying to
it
keep the
looks
fantasy
amazing.
alive. Jesus.
No, it looks amazing. You look amazing, regardless. But thank you so much for coming on. We
Oh my
appreciate you
God.
so much.
This was an awesome episode.
Thank
we
you for
love you.
having
We
me.
love you.
I love
And
you
we're of course
too.
gonna leave everything linked down below. You guys check out Gigi, and we will catch you guys in our next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Mwah.